Better hurry, spark it up with no worries. Harmonious gang with the big bro Yuriy Hyphy. Better hurry, spark it up with no worries. Harmonious gang with the big bro Yuriy Hyphy. Get lit just like me, big bossed up, chop it up with Rylee. You better come with it or kick rocks, cause you now tuned in to 10 Talks. Now let's get lifted and take a shot. You are now tuned in to 10 Talks.
Yo, hello everyone. Wait, what the?
Hi.
Wait, okay. I forgot to take out the outro as well, or the intro. God damn it, whatever.
What
that was not
is
as
up?
smooth as it usually goes, I think, or as I've been getting good at. But either way, what's up, everyone? Hello.
We should have started it all fighting.
I'm about to start fighting.
I'm about to fight you too.
Yo, shout out to everyone that has joined this new episode. I'm upset because we didn't do the intro perfectly. Well, I didn't do the intro
It's
perfectly.
okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to
I
another episode of 10 Talks. It's episode 121.
21?
21?
But yes, huge shout out to everyone that is here yet again. And we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for joining another episode. Shout out to everyone that joins these episodes live. And then also, not only that, but guys, you are your own worst critic. And, you are your own worst critic. And, people who may take the time to read my comment sections or my comments in the live stream, sometimes you'll see that, sometimes people may think that some of you guys are my worst critic, where they're like, you lazy stoner alcoholic asshole, what the fuck, blah 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 blah. I'm like that with myself too, not alcoholic stoner.
Same.
but every day at the end of the day, I'm like, I get frustrated. I'm like, dude, I feel like I could have done more. And for sure, I 100% can be way more productive. And one thing that I have been saying that I was going to do is add all of our episodes and update them onto Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. And I haven't done it yet. So I hate this. It's like, it feels like every day just like an apology for me. But guys,
It really is. I think every episode has.
I get
some
no
sort-
help here.
Oh my god. Here we go. We need to set up my computer.
Oh my God.
We're limited with one computer. You're doing clips all day, and then it's like it's time for bed. You clip all day.
And then it's time for bed.
For real. You
Bedtime
clip
is 4 a.m. if you're a hustler.
all- Oh my. Thanks. You're gonna.
Oh my God. Okay.
Here you go.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ. Well, either way,
You're right.
guys. Yeah, I don't. I just like all I'm saying is like I feel like every day, even if I have the most productive day possible, I just crunched out 10 clips and did this and did that. I still am gonna feel like fuck. I could have done more. And every day I just feel like fuck, man. I should be doing more. But still, either way, bro, guys, I appreciate every single person who joins us live. And the reason why I got on this whole rant is because even though we don't do everything, fully 100% all the time, it's like still people see the vision and they find something that they like and they come back, and we appreciate you guys so much for that. Shout out to the Harmonious Gang. I hope you guys are here for more than just the fights.
Yeah, me too.
Should we take this shot? Speaking of fights, should we take this shot to start off this podcast?
Sure.
And also, guys, I have to admit it now.
Yeah, he just sneaked this to me, and it's so annoying.
I did not sneak this.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. Oh my
Yuri.
God.
You're so annoying.
Dude, this is I did not sneak diss
Yes, you
I
did.
sneak dissed us.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a shade thrown at both of us.
Whatever. You
Bruh.
always just
my
do that,
God.
but okay.
Okay, either way.
Anyways, let's
Cheers.
get to the
No,
show.
to the shot.
The chat.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Episode 121. Let's go. I know, Riley's drinking Red Bull. She's cheating on me. All right, I'm putting the chat away. Sorry, guys, but
Yeah, fuck no. I'm not doing Rockstar.
why not? Toke tasted it, and he said it tasted delicious. Pause.
It does taste good, but it's just like, no. It's
Guess,
a lot of
guess what? There's
liquid.
more sugar in there. I know it's more. It seems like it's harsher, but that thing's harsher. There's more sugar in that thing.
This is no sugar. This is sugar free.
Do we have to get into the conversation over synthetic sugars and real sugars?
No, I already know
That's
that it's
more
worse.
cancerous than a real sugar.
Even the real one is cancerous as well.
This one's more cancerous. You
Oh
get 2
my
lumps instead of
God.
1.
Well, I'm already gonna have cancer. I smell spliffs.
No. Shut
drink
up.
Tito's.
Guess what? Smoking tobacco and weed is the most natural thing we do out of everything we fucking
Eat
do.
fast food.
If we go move to the middle of buttfuck nowhere in the middle of a bunch of woods and just smoke natural tobacco and weed, guess what? We're gonna live till 160 and we're gonna be chilling. The thing that makes us die is this LA air. LA air, LA water, Rockstars, Red Bulls, processed foods.
The LA air is definitely
dude.
toxic as fuck. We're literally just breathing in toxic waste.
You know what's funny is like, okay, dude, like, it's like weird, dude. Like I feel like I'm not red pilled. I'm not red pilled 100%, but I get recommended a lot of red pilled content. I'm not joking. I'm not capping. I get recommended a lot of wild shit.
Look at your shot glass.
It's a Texas shot glass, but for some reason it's like I just get recommended a lot of red pill content, and there's like a lot of shit where I'm like flicking through it. I'm like, bro, pause. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. One thing that's like a recurring theme I've been getting recommended is like this, like these types of memes where it's like it's more not to me because I'm an immigrant, but more to American families of like multiple generations in America, where they're like my mom and dad or my grandpa and grandma left the rural countryside, went to the city to get us a better life, right? And then once you're a person who grew up in the city and then you're able to like, you know, make some money, you're like, I need to get the fuck out of the city and go back to the woods so I can live longer and more naturally. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of funny, but it's true. It's like, it's so like, dude, I love Los Angeles. I love living in LA. I love like just the people, the experience. It's so cool living out here. But the more you like just pay attention to shit, it's like it's all just killing us slowly, mentally, physically. Just all this shit is just terrible for us at the end of the day. But for some reason, like, we just love being around other people, you know? So maybe we should like join a cult, or like I've seen this like thing, I forget where it is, like Puerto Rico or something like that. It's like this community of people who live and they're all naked and they like don't wear clothes or anything like that, but they like really? You think I'm gonna go move to Puerto Rico just to see boobs?
Probably.
I see boobs every day.
Titties.
I see nice
Puerto
titties.
Rican titties.
I see nice Hispanic titties every day.
Shut up.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
What were you gonna say?
I forgot. I had something on the tip of my tongue.
Pause. Jesus.
What were you talking about?
I don't know.
Puerto Rican titties?
Yeah, we were talking about Puerto Rico. No, we were talking about living naturally, loving to live in LA, but wanting to.
I was gonna say that
content.
I really think that I liked living in San Diego. Like, the San Diego vibe is way better than LA.
Because it's whitewashed.
When I was living in San Diego, I didn't like it. Like, I thought, I was like, this is not for me.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay,
it's just more chill out there. Not
recently, it was like the most recent time I went to San Diego. I went with Rylee and her dad and a couple other people in her family.
And we had a good ass time.
And we did have a good ass time. And I talked about my experience there, where I said that, like, dude, if you go to a function or an event in LA, there's always like a thing in your mind where you're like looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
You're like, what can happen? We went to a couple things in San Diego where it was just like, I did not have even like a hint or a vibe of like that anything was gonna go wrong.
No.
It was like
all family vibes.
It was like a vibe that if you drop your wallet, someone's gonna be like, hey, excuse me, sir, here's your wallet. It's like, it just felt like nothing could potentially, like, you know, no shit like that could happen. But also, I was also getting the vibe that like there was all these like, you know, cultural drawings all over the wall. Like everything was just like so like emphasized around this like culture, like Hispanic culture around the area that we were in. But
because that was the certain dish
but
we were
it
in.
still felt like a little like almost like going to fucking LAUSD, like, you know, Hispanic Day culture event. You're like, oh yeah, cool. Like, it does have like the little dashes and dots of like what Hispanic culture is, but it doesn't have that like actual like deep down flavor. Or like, I feel like
it does. Though.
San Diego for me didn't.
You haven't been to like all the little areas though. You've only been to,
maybe that's the case.
You've only been to like low-key nice areas.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I feel like I've only been to because I've only visited with you and like
we only went to like cool.
Yeah, exactly. We were only like there for like a little bit of time, so I was probably one of the more tourist areas. But it feels like there's more culture here in LA than there is in San Diego.
But it is super.
But it felt
it's a super touristy spot. Like, a lot of people love to vacation in San Diego. It's hella close to Mexico, and then there's hella people that retire there. But it also has hella college kids because they have the school out there as well. So it's like, it's such a weird mix of people, but I don't know. I felt like it's just so much more low key, but still a big city kind of vibe. Mm-hmm. Then it was kind of like a middle, like of the Bay and LA.
No,
I liked it.
I don't get any Bay Area vibes from there, not even a little bit.
You have to go to certain parts.
Okay. But you know what's funny?
There's certain parts that are kind of like San Francisco.
Speaking of San Diego, is
like North Park.
Every time we've gone to San Diego, and I've gone there like once or twice before I met Rylee, but every time you go to San Diego, I think there's like multiple roads to take there. But there's this one road. I think no, every time you take, doesn't matter which road you take, you always go past the fucking boobs. Mm-hmm. Like every time you go to from LA to San Diego, you pass by these giant buildings that look like giant tits, basically with like nipples, and like it's just the thing that people know in LA is like, oh, the boobs on the way to San Diego. Yeah. I found this YouTube video. I might have even talked about this, but I found a YouTube video about those boobs, and it's basically an old. It's already closed down. It's been closed down for like 20, 30 years, but it's an old nuclear factory where they were processing nuclear energy, and those boobs were like the vents for all the fucking water vapor and shit like that. And I was like, damn, that's pretty interesting. And not only that, but there's already been a couple people who have snuck in there and like done like some parkour type, like exploring around type shit. And I was like, that seems pretty cool. Like I never, like, you know, growing up in LA, I've seen so many videos of like Europeans going to fucking old chimney stacks or old fucking nuclear sites. I'm like, damn, that's so cool. There's nothing like that in America, but that shit's like right there. If you had balls, you know, if you have balls, you can go.
If you had balls.
If you had balls. Or if I had balls, I guess I would have jumped in there, but I don't know. Number one, you're risking fucking cancer like within 5 minutes, and number two, you're risking a ticket. But honestly, guys, it's already over, so there's no like, oh, Yuri fucking recommended people to do this. But guys, COVID's already over. During COVID's
done.
Was the best fucking time to be a criminal, bro. Not just a criminal in the regards of like stealing stuff, breaking into houses, breaking into cars, but just in the idea of when I was doing roof climbing videos, my biggest fear was a trespassing charge, because I was working a full-time job at the time, like Monday through Friday, and I was thinking like I would only film videos on Fridays and Saturdays, because I was like thinking like, dude, if I get arrested on a Sunday, they might keep me till Monday. So I was like, I need to go to work. So like I always filmed videos only Friday, Saturdays, because I was worried about being arrested for too long. But I was always scared of being arrested, because I was like, it can happen. You know, trespassing, people like do not like that shit. But during COVID, that was the most beautiful time, dude. If I was like a roof climbing vlogger, or just a kid who liked to smoke on nice sick spots, COVID was the most beautiful time, bro. You could like,
but instead you found,
you could sneak into anything. You bro, no one's gonna say a thing. You could literally get caught with a handgun.
So I ruined it.
You can get caught with a handgun on top of a roof you're trespassing at, cooking up meth, and the fucking sheriff can catch you, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, dude, you gotta get out of here." Like, they're not even gonna arrest you.
That's crazy.
How'd you ruin it? What do you mean?
Because that's when we got together.
No, you didn't ruin it. What? No. No, you didn't ruin it. What happened was, I was doing those videos, and I was working my job, my full-time job at the time. But then at that same time that I met you, literally within the same month, like within the same month or 2 months that I met Rylee, I got offered a full-time job at No Jumper. So like I went from working.
You had, like, when we first started talking, you were like, I asked you about like what you did or whatever, and you were like saying that you were like interning for a minute, and now you're like about to get a full-time position or whatever. So
exactly. Well, honestly, it's like I was kind of like thinking about, because I posted that video earlier today about like, you know, I quit No Jumper, not earlier today, but like the other day, and I was thinking about like going more into depth about my explanation of my experience depth about my experience there, because it's like
more into death.
Death.
You said at first.
That's what it felt like. No, I'm joking. But I don't know, like more into depth about my experience there, because it's like even today I saw Adam posted this and Josh reposted it. Oh, God, I know you don't follow anyone anymore, but like Adam had posted this thing about like people complaining about how much Adam pays his employees, and it's like Drake going like And then it's like people paying their own employees, and it's Drake going like this, you know? So it's just like Adam saying that like, oh, people are so quick to call me out how much I pay for people, and then people are so quick to like not pay their own employees type shit, you know? So it's just like, I don't know, I feel like it, like I said in my video, it's like I owe 100% gratitude, but there's like many things that's like, you know, where we could for sure talk about there. It's not like you're 100% right in that post. 100%. But either way, guys, this episode, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, it's not very thought out. We didn't really do. Did you get topics?
I have 2.
You spent. Okay.
What do you have? What do you have?
No, hold on.
Wait, how many topics do you have?
Stop.
No, I want to pause you.
All right, no, don't pause me. You can pause me in a second. Let me finish my call out.
Here we go.
Now I'm really gonna call you out.
Because okay, great. Thank you. This is what a relationship's supposed to be. We're supposed to be a team.
We're trying to better each other.
Okay.
Oh my.
Go ahead. That's crazy.
You spent all day on your phone.
No, I didn't.
We drove so far today. And then drove back, and the whole day you were like, I'm looking at topics, and you have 2 topics.
I couldn't find shit. That was interesting. Though.
Okay.
What about you?
I have 0.
Exactly. So F you.
I have 0 topics.
No, like, bruh.
You're right. Okay. Gee, I just think I'm not trying to call you out for audience's sake. I'm trying to call you out for my sake, because I really thought
you like to get people against me.
No, I don't.
That's
I do not like
feels like.
Why would I like to get people against my own girlfriend?
I don't know, because you want them on Yuriy team just in case anything happens.
No,
That's crazy. I would never throw you under the bus like that.
Yes, you do.
Well, now I am, because you fucking did to me.
Oh my god! I'm not throwing you under the bus. I'm just making a joke. I'm like making like we're not married, but like I'm making like a married type joke where it's like, honey, like what were you doing all day? Like,
yeah, honey, what were you doing all day? We were together.
Yeah. I was driving.
So anyways, y'all.
What's your thing?
Let's go into my topic. Today, Yuriy and I, we went out and about. We had to run a couple errands. Tomorrow, we're getting beans fixed.
Finally.
So we had to get him like a little cone to put over his neck. And his neck is thick as fuck.
I was going to say a big cone. Because it's thick as
I wanted to get him the large one, but Yuriy thought it was going to be fine for the medium. But he's like barely like, I feel like it's choking him.
Guess what? Number 1, he has a lot of hair. Number 2 is the cone is supposed to prevent him from like chewing his shit, right? But he's still supposed to be able to eat and drink water. That big cone that Rylee was trying to get him was like...
It was like medium was like this, and then large was like this. Yeah. It was crazy.
And there was like, and I was saying like, he's going to have to fit the medium. Like there's like he's not gonna be able to like he's gonna suffer and starve and fucking and dehydrate to death with the large. We'd have to get like
I'll feed him. I'll give him water through a fucking mug.
We'd have to get like a hamster feeder for beans.
Oh no. But yeah, so we did that. They were doing a little cat adoption sale. Yuri's been wanting to get a 3rd kitten.
Well, okay,
he could raise it as his own.
Here's the thing is, when we got our first cat, Lola, right? Guess what, guys? Rylee, because of COVID and shit like that, she was not fully employed at that time, right? So when we got Lola, guess who spent more time with Lola? Rylee did, right? When we got Luffy, we were both employed full time, but still, I was streaming and doing other stuff. Well, guess who got to spend more time with Luffy? Rylee did.
I was working too full time.
Yeah, no, I said you were working for full time.
Well, I was working 2 jobs.
But I would be working the full time job as well, editing. Then I'll come home and stream, and then guess
Luffy just liked me more.
Guess who? No, okay.
I worked at the salon and at No Jumper. I worked 2 jobs, and we had Luffy, and he still fucked with me.
Okay, well, all right. You really want me to call you out?
Yeah, call me out.
Multiple times in this relationship have I told Rylee, don't feed the cats this morning. I understand that let me finish. Let me land. I understand that you may wake up at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., but I may wake up at 10:30, 11. I'll still feed the cats.
No, you don't wake up at 10:30, 11. You wake up to 1, 2 p.m.
Let me land. It doesn't matter if I wake up at 10 p.m. They're still gonna get fed. I was just telling Rylee. I was telling Rylee, do not feed the cats. Let me feed the cats so I can build a relationship with them because the cats, animals will.
Because you're mean.
Let me finish. Animals be like, oh, this person's feeding me. I fuck with them harder.
They sense energy.
You feed them 99% of the time. I feed them 1% of the time. All of our animals gravitate towards Rylee. They just love Rylee. So I told Rylee recently, she thinks like, oh, you're trying to break up with me. No, I told Rylee recently that I want to get my own cat.
Yeah, that's wild.
That I close this door and the cat only lives
I'm out of this room?
If you're in the room, the cat's in the bathroom.
You're weird.
I want a cat to my own that like is in the studio cat.
That's toxic as fuck.
That's not toxic.
Weird.
That's not weird.
That's weird. Okay, so like if we had kids, I'm gonna keep one kid to myself, and whenever you enter the room, I'm putting this kid in the shower.
If the other 2 kids fuck me heavy and they don't fuck with you at all,
crazy.
The 3rd kid you get to like build some type of relationship.
And I literally like fucking have to hold them for 9 months in my body, and it's like fuck
That's
you.
That's not my fault they don't fuck with you.
Please.
Oh my god. Okay. If anything, you might not fuck with them. Have you heard of that shit? What's it called?
Postpartum depression.
Post-birth. Yeah. Postpartum depression.
It's not that you don't fuck with your kid.
Yeah, it is. It's like you don't fuck with your kid at all. You don't like.
That's not what it is.
Yeah, it is. It's like you wouldn't pass the blunt to your kid. 100%.
Okay, babe. You're being rude.
It's like
because a lot of people have that.
A lot of people?
Yeah, a lot of women deal with that shit.
I thought it was rare.
It's not rare.
Okay, maybe I'm being insensitive now.
You're being very insensitive.
Okay, fucking crucify me for being, a little bit stoned and inebriated right now and like making a couple jokes.
Inebriated?
Yes, I'm inebriated, but like, bro, okay, I've heard of postpartum depression.
I know people who've been through that shit.
Feel free to call me ignorant, but it's like, I don't know. I thought that postpartum depression like affected like 5% of people.
No.
It's like 90%. It's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I've known a lot of people in my life that have given birth, from family members to friends. I've never, in my personal life, I probably know like maybe 20 women that have given birth, but personally, but I've never had known of a situation where like a woman was like, I don't fuck with my kid no more.
It's not like that. That's not how it goes.
What is it like then?
I think it is. I don't know exactly what.
I heard it's like you hate your kid.
No, it's not that you hate your kid. It's like I don't know what exactly what. I don't know. We probably aren't the people to speak on it, but I feel like it's like, you have all these months of like this certain period of your life where you're growing a child, and then after you like get this blues of like, I don't know if it's because you don't have the baby in your like stomach anymore growing, or if it's like you're not connecting to your child. I think many like different girls like go through different things, you know.
What if you're just like kind
of? But
it's
like, just like you're just super heavily emotional like you're just super hormonal.
What if you're just like fed up? You're just like, bro, this baby has prevented me from going to 9 months.
You're annoying as hell. Okay.
I'm not trying to be annoying. I'm trying to be realistic. Like, if I was a mom, if I was like a mother who's like pregnant for 9 months, I'd be like, damn, bruh, I can't skate for 9 months. Can't smoke weed for 9 months. Can't drink alcohol for 9 months. Can't jump up and down for 9 months. Can't go to a bouncy castle for 9 months. I can't do shit for 9 months.
My sister was like, I fucking hated it. Like, that was the worst time of my life.
You're like, basically got to stay still for 9 months.
She's like, I thought I was going to be glowing, like happy. She's like, no, you're sober as fuck. You're big, you're sweaty, like
you're sweaty.
You can barely fucking breathe because the baby's like crushing your lungs.
Oh my god.
She's like, it sucks. She's like, it's not fun. But some other people love it, love being pregnant. I don't know.
And then can you imagine your baby?
I'm scared of the whole birth.
Can you imagine though, babe? Like what you just described that your sister went through. 16 years later, your kid's like, fuck you, mom, I want to be a SoundCloud rapper. And you're just like, I carried your ass for 9 months.
At the end of the day, it's like, I look at my family and I look at all my siblings and I know what we've all put my mom through. but we're all like super close, and like we're good kids at the end of the day. So I know my mom like raised really good kids, and
yeah.
Even though, because she knows she's been a teenager too. She was a rebellious ass kid. Okay, my mom was not an innocent person.
Well, dude, for sure.
So
one
she
thing
knows.
One thing I realized, like, you know,
that she was super strict with us.
Well,
we were not able to disrespect or
I feel
like
it's rare for like parents not to be strict. Like it's like
it's always
the few friends. It's always
it's a few friends.
It's not a lot.
No,
it's
not.
a few
Yeah,
friends
that's true.
who get that experience. But I was gonna say is what the fuck was I gonna say? I completely forgot. But oh yeah, I feel like when I was younger, right, like going to foster home and like dealing with a couple other experiences, like I would watch shows like, you know, like on Disney Channel and like other movies and think that like, oh, there is a normal household out there. There's a normal family out there. I just happen to be a part of a abnormal family or like a dysfunctional family. But then as I'm like, dude, I'm 29 years old now. I have yet to this day, like I've met families and people where I'm like thinking like, oh wow, like they have that Disney Channel family, and then I get to know them further. I'm like, okay, never mind. I was tripping. It's like I didn't know them deep enough, I guess. But it's like every person I get to meet, like on a deeper like level, everyone has issues. There's not a
100%.
There's not a single person on this planet that just has that like Disney Channel movie thing where it's like, good morning, mom. Good morning, father.
It's like a 0.01%.
No, not even that. It's like I feel like it's zero. It's like 0% have that perfect thing. It's like everyone has issues, and it's just like I don't know. It's like you have to like get used to that idea that it's like, bro, like you. Whatever you're dealing with, 100% everyone else is like probably dealt with something similar or worse. It's like, or like similar in another way. You know what I mean, or something like that. There's no such thing as like some normal family out there. 100%.
Like me too. Like my parents got divorced when I was super young, like in kindergarten, and I feel like I was like one of the only kids who had divorced parents at the time because it wasn't like super popular or crazy, like it wasn't normal like that. But then once I got older in high school, and then I just saw everybody's families who I grew up with break up and shit, I'm just like, damn, like now that's probably even harder when you're older and you can actually understand what's going on, and it's like you had this certain life for so long and now your whole family's kind of like breaking apart, where I was like, I was super little and I didn't really know what was going on. It was just kind of like my normal. But when I was still little and I could see other parents still together, I would be like, oh, that's kind of different.
I feel like I have.
But then, when you get older, you're just like, it's just life.
I have respect for like those parents that will like separate, divorce, but then like still for the kid during certain ages.
I wish I had that.
They'll like maintain some sort of family values or
yeah.
relationship where it's like you don't have to see us kissing, but we can go to the amusement park together,
or we could have a graduation party for our kindergarten graduation.
Exactly, because guess what? It's like your kid wants like a mom and a dad situation.
Together,
together, whatever. And I was like literally just talking about this Rylee the other day, where like I'm like a first generation immigrant, where like all my relatives are in Russia. Like the only immediate relatives I have is my two sisters and my parents and my godmother and my godfather, and my sister has passed away, my godfather's passed away, so minus two people in the immediate area. And it's just like even my sisters told me a while ago, they're like, oh man, Yuri, like I feel bad for you that you don't get to have this like grandpa relationship that like they're like when we got frustrated with our parents, we would go to grandma's and grandpa's house and be like, fuck mom and dad, like we're kicking it with you guys. Like you don't have that option. Like you don't even get to go to your uncle's house or like grandma's grandpa's house. Like you just got to deal with all this shit. And I was like, damn, it's kind of true. It's like, and then we were watching some video the other day where it's like a whole family vibe, like making fucking tomato sauce, and it was like some dude like with his aunt, and they're like talking shit.
All his cousins.
And I was like, damn, like yeah, like it would be kind of cool to have that vibe of like everyone kind of like your friends but your family too. Yeah. I don't know.
That's how like I feel like my family was growing up, or at least my dad's side of the family, because he was like the first generation like Mexican American in his family. My grandparents moved from Mexico out here, and then so did like a couple of like uncles and aunts who were like my grandpa and grandma's brother and sister or whatever. They moved to America as well, but still to this day, like those are each like they're all the cousins are like each other's best friends. Like every family function, it's like the same exact people who like pull up, you know. I love it. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a cool vibe.
That's why it's like, I'm like, oh, that would be a cool experience.
But even now, like, even though your family is small, your parents met like so many long-term friends where they've been friends forever, where it's pretty much like your aunts and uncles, and they've looked out for you.
I have this like lady who was like my neighbor for so many years, like since I was a kid, and now she gets it, you know, she's there for everything. Like anything that happens in my family, she's there, like good and bad. And like every time I see her, it's like almost like seeing a grandma.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But like it's so funny because when I was a kid, like she was my neighbor since I was like fucking like 10 or some shit like that. Even since my sisters used to live with me, and there were so many times where like my parents would have like friends over or family over, or like, you know, my godmother, my godfather, and I would just seclude myself in the room and I would just play PlayStation and like just chill. And after so long of secluding yourself, you're like, bro, I need something to drink, I need a snack or something like that, and you have to like, I had like a, you know, my room, and then I would have to venture off into the living room kitchen to grab something, and they'll be like, Yuri, like, whatever.
You're like, fuck, now I have to endure hella conversations.
Exactly. And dude, because she's my neighbor, she was over all the time, bro. And I remember like at a certain point, I was like, fuck, bro. I was like, she's fucking over again. I'm gonna be trapped in my room for like 4 hours until I can go grab a cup of water or some shit like that. And like I would just like hate when she came over. But now when I see her, I'm like, oh man, like I miss when she lived in our building, because she doesn't live in our building anymore.
Dude, I remember there was like this guy that it was like a family friend, but he had like moved to Mexico by himself, and he had like no like family or whatever. So like my family kind of like kept like let him like come chill with us, and like have like whenever we had barbecues or like little parties, like he would be welcome to chill with us and shit. And he was just like a super nice guy, but like me and my sister and my brother thought he was like a weirdo. And I remember like we would see him like come into like my grandma's house, and like we would have water bottles, like squirt bottles, like ready, and we would squirt him with water, like because we thought he was gross.
Wow, we thought he was gross.
Yeah, we were like, he's a weirdo. And then I remember like once my grandma passed away, and he was just like so willing to do anything. He's like, do you guys need water? Like, do you guys need, like, what can I bring to like help you guys out? And I was just like, damn, like I was such a little
This is your grandpa or like a neighbor?
No, he was like a family friend, like how you guys have.
But once your grandma passed away, he was being super helpful.
He was like super helpful, and I'm like an older age, and I'm just like, oh, he was just always a good guy, but we always just thought he was like a weirdo, like random person.
Like, dude, like with age comes fucking wisdom, and like when you're like older, you're just like, bro, I ain't gonna take this kid shit seriously. It's like, you know, I'm not gonna fucking.
No, he understood. He was always so nice to all of us.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't even know how we got on that whole conversation. Okay, well, guys, like I said, this was like a kind of like a not very thought out like a podcast. Usually we have like a bunch of topics and shit like in store, but like Rylee has a couple things she wants to talk about. But one thing I for sure want to bring up is, guys, I've complained about this many times, is every Sunday during 10 Talks, Rylee and I, on like Friday or Thursday, we go to our P.O. box, grab all the packages, and we open them up every Sunday on 10 Talks. And if you guys have noticed, like, it's kind of like slowed down. And to be honest, it's, you know, obviously like when you first started, there's gonna be more packages and stuff like that, but it's not 100% because people aren't sending packages, because still to this day, I get people messaging me saying, Yuri, I sent you this package months ago or a month ago, or Yuri, I'm planning on sending this package, blah, blah. And constantly I have these issues with my P.O. box, bro. And I've like talked about the issues so many times. I don't want to get into it right now, but basically, guys, we have officially switched P.O. box addresses. And it's because the lady who was in charge of the P.O. box, the place that we were working at, going to earlier, it was a very small post office. It was like a place where it only had like 2 employees, and I thought it would be chill at first, because I was like, my first couple experiences there, I was like, oh wow, small post office, couple employees. Every time I've gone in there was like no line. I immediately get to talk to the lady. It was chill. And then more and more issues started arising. I was like, bro, I gotta get out of here. But either way, guys, long story short, we have a new P.O. box address, and I had literally like probably like 5-6 people message me saying like, hey, I want to send you something, what's your P.O. box address? Or Yuri, did you get the new P.O. box address so I can send this out already? So guys, I already posted on Instagram, I'm gonna post it again, but this is a message to anyone that wants to send Rylee and I anything that come, you know, it can go from your guys' merch to your guys' like, merch, clothing brand, or just anything you guys want to send us, even if it's like a letter, bro. Like we've said that so many times, but literally Rylee and I will just read a letter that we get on air as well. So if you guys want to send us anything to our PO box address, it is now PO Box 11535, Burbank, California 91510. So it's in our description as well. If you guys want to send us anything, just click on our description and you'll see it right there. PO Box 11535, Burbank, California 91510, and hopefully we'll be opening up some packages next week.
Let's go.
That shit was super stressful. It's super annoying.
Yes.
Opening up PO box addresses. Number one is on the thing, on the website. It literally said, "Yuriy, you've opened up a new PO box address. To confirm it, all you have to do is come to this place, print out this form, sign the form, come to this place with 2 forms of identification, and you're good, right?" And it said like, it literally said like passport was one of the options. So I came there with my passport and ID, and then they were like, "Oh, we need identifications, like a bill of some sort or whatever it is." Then we did the bill, and then she was asking more. Bro, it was like a whole process. But basically, we finally got taken care of, and I'm super excited because we don't have to deal with that lady anymore.
No, and they have so much more people.
And like
helping.
guys,
and they're all really nice.
There's been multiple times where I've gone to my old PO box place, and the person in front of me is like arguing with that same lady.
See, the lady in Burbank, she was super helpful, and she was not like letting you go without being helped. You know,
Yeah,
she was being very persistent because she wanted you to.
Exactly. It's the way you convey information. It's kind of like if you come to my desk and then you're like telling me like, "Hey, I want to park my car from this spot to this spot," and then instead of telling you like that spot's taken, sorry, to hey, okay, we're gonna have to move a couple cars around and then we'll get your car parked. Those are 2 different answers, and like that's basically the answers we were getting. It's like at our old PO box office, it was like, hey, we ran into a brick wall. Sorry, you fucked up. Compared to the other place, it's like, hey, how can I work with you to help you get this shit done already? You know what I mean? Like, bro, that lady was a package Nazi.
She just wants to make you feel dumb. Because I had I thought Yuriy was tripping for a minute, but then I had 2 experiences with her where I was just like, are you kidding me?
Bro.
Like, I'm telling you what I need right now,
yes.
and you're telling me I'm saying what I need is wrong? Like, it was so weird.
Dude, okay, this is the, like, kind of like crazy part is like the world has changed so much drastically, right? I even saw this Instagram post recently talking about how, remember back in the day, if there was like a movie star like Arnold Schwarzenegger who like did a huge movie one day and then the next day he did a Sprite commercial in the early 2000s, you would think like this guy either sold out or his career's gone to shit and he has to do Sprite commercials now, right? Nowadays it's different. Now you see Arnold do a Sprite commercial, you're like, he's getting the bag or whatever it is. It's like your favorite celebrity, they're getting the bag. No one cares. Back in the day it was like they fell off if they did a Sprite commercial. So I saw this thing about how back in the day Arnold was doing hella commercials in Japan and China, and there's all these, like, if you guys search up like old Arnold Japanese commercials or Chinese commercials, he's done so many commercials out of town, and they said that the only reason why he's not the only celebrity who's doing this, a lot of celebrities were doing that where they're going to other countries to do like paid advertisements, is because like no one in America is going to see it because of social media. You know what I mean? Like now, because of social media, everyone sees everything. There's no hiding anything, you know? And I feel like nowadays you kind of expect everyone to have this like social media intelligence, but with that lady, I don't think she knows what YouTube is.
No, she does.
No, I explained to her. I was like, dude, she told me, she's like, I can't accept Harmonious Man packages or Ten Talk. She's like, I don't know who they are. You have to provide me legal information that says that those are you. And I told her so many times, I'm like, Harmonious Man is my YouTube channel. Ten Talks is a podcast that I do on my YouTube channel. I can provide you documentation that says my name is Harmonious Man, but I can't provide you legal documentation saying I'm Ten Talks. There's nothing I could give to you other than
you could show me. I could show you a video.
And she's like, no, I can't do that. And that's what I was like, bro, I was losing it with this lady. I was like, bro, like I can't expect her to know about social media and YouTube and all that stuff, but she needs to understand that to get where I'm coming from right now. You know, it was ridiculous, but
we got the issue fixed, thankfully.
Basically, yes. I wish I saved that commercial. of Arnold that I saw, the one he did in Japan. It was so random, dude. It was like, some girl was like, she was like, this soda is amazing, and then she took the soda and like wrapped it over herself, and she turned into a soda bottle, and then her head like was the twist off cap, and the twist off cap twisted off, and Arnold's head popped out, and he's like, amazing drink, please buy. Like, it was like so fucking like psychedelic and weird.
Ice cream so good.
Ice cream so good. Yes. Should we talk
Soda
about it?
so good. Yum.
Guys, what's her name?
Okay, Beans, you gotta go.
Yeah, Beans.
You're being too loud.
You're being hella loud.
All right.
Look at his face. He's like, what the He's like, what's wrong? Why'd you take that away? All right, sorry, Beans. Sorry, guys. I know Beans just chewing on some toy. Before we continue, I'm not sure if I said this earlier, but huge shout out to PuffCo for sending me this new PuffCo that they just came out with. I forgot I think it's called like the Guardian or something like that. Someone sent me a couple people have DM'd me after
the Guardian of the Gates.
After posting like a picture of this. Like a couple people DM me saying like, oh wow, Yuri, that 40K hit crazy, huh? You're blowing a bag right now. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, how much does this shit cost? This shit's expensive as hell. It's like $500-$600. They sent it to me. Shout out to PuffCo.
I call it the unicorn.
It does look like a unicorn, especially if you turn it on like that. But shout out to PuffCo, shout out to Blasey. I literally like, you know, so many people have told me like, yo, Yuri, like, why don't you get sponsored by like some weed company or something like that? Like, you should hit him up. And so many times it's just like, how am I gonna get in contact with them? But I knew Blasey, knew PuffCo, or you know, was in contact with them, and I use PuffCos all the time. So I was just like, yo, Blasey, I don't, you know, like, obviously it's like, you don't want to ask someone for too much. So I was like, yo, Blasey, like, if you can, next time you talk to them, like, yo, bring up the fact that I stream, I use their product all the time, blah, blah. And Blasey literally was like, yo, he's like, say less. I'm going to message them right now. And I was like, bro, like, yo, chill. I literally told him, I was like, yo, chill. Like, you don't have to message them right now. He's like, nah, come on. He's like, it's no problem. Like, I'll message them right now. And he messaged them literally that moment. That same day, I talked to some rep, sent him my address, and he sent me this over. So huge shout to PuffCo. I appreciate you guys so much. At one point, I'll take a dab in the middle of this podcast.
Let's go.
Wait, should we talk about the other thing that happened to you today?
That's what one of my topics were.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was something else. God damn it, babe. I'm joking.
You don't have shit.
Yeah, I do. Off the back of my head.
Okay.
After I take this dab of imagination.
Off the dome.
Yeah, off the dome. But all right, yo, guys.
Okay, so today when Yuri and I were running our errands, we went to this cafe to like pick up some food, and I had to use the restroom.
Wait, actually, before we get into that, should we talk about what the errand we were running is? Rylee and I left our garage key.
Oh yeah.
At Paulo and Allie's house, and not only our garage key, we left my PuffCo. And I was having a meltdown. I was like, oh my fucking god, dude, I just got this new PuffCo.
It's gonna get stolen.
I was like, it's gonna get stolen. I can't believe I left it. But I was like tripping out. But you know, the PuffCo was not that big of a deal because I have the other one as well. I was able to dab off that thing. But we didn't have a garage key, right? That opens our fucking garage gate. And usually, I swear, bro, whenever I've tried a couple of times, like 2 or 3 times to skate in our garage, and I was just thinking like, how busy is our garage? Let me just try to get a couple tricks in, bro. When I've tried to skate there, every time it's just like someone's coming in, someone's coming out, in and out. I'm just like, bro, there's no peace and quiet in here. Everyone's trying to, you know, leave or enter constantly. Since we lost the garage key, we've had to do this thing where we like get in our car, pull up to the garage gate, and just wait for someone to come in and enter. And there's been moments, bro, where we've like waited
15 minutes.
like 15-20 minutes. We're just sitting there patiently waiting for someone to come or enter. And it's just like, sometimes we gotta go somewhere that's like a mile or two away. It's 100 degrees. You're like, bro, I'm not trying to spend $10 on an Uber there just to get some eggs, and then $10 on Uber back just to bring these $10 eggs back. Just spend $30 on eggs. You know, it's like, it was so frustrating, bro, not to have a garage key for a second. And we had to keep asking our neighbors to open up the garage for us. And the first couple times you ask, it's fine. But there's Rylee wasn't there for these moments, but there's this dude that I've had to ask to open the garage for me 3 times. I don't know, the third time, I could sense he was like over it. He was like, yeah, like, I got you, bro. Because he had to walk all the way to his car, press the button, and like on the third time I was like, bro, we need to get this garage key back. But basically,
we got it back.
Super boring, long story short, but like you don't notice we were just watching a video about appreciation. I think it was like the loneliness video, but it was like learning to appreciate things. It was saying that like obviously in life you want to do better for yourself, but also in life you don't want to hang on to your like aspirations too much, because you're gonna get sad and demotivated and depressed like at a certain point when like your expectations aren't met. So you have to learn to like just be happy with what you have and like learn to appreciate with what you have. And I appreciate the garage key
real.
so much now, dude. It was such a pain in the ass to leave and enter for 2 days.
Seriously.
Either way, okay, sorry. We got the garage key, and then we were on our way back. We were on Ventura, and this is something that Chris and I Freddie Percury and I talked about on when we were doing the scooter stream. Is that in LA you have the valley, right? And the valley from Ventura and like Laurel Canyon to fucking beyond, bro. Like to Ventura and White Oak, even further, like bro, like you can just take Ventura down all the way, and it's basically like Melrose times 100. There's just a bunch of fashion stores, snack stores, smoke shops, really good restaurants, cafes. It just like all of Ventura, there's like so much different shit to do. And honestly, the further you go towards like Sherman Oaks, towards like Sepulveda, the more high class it becomes, and like you notice like celebrities and shit like that, and that's like what we're gonna talk about today. But I was gonna tell Rylee is that area of Ventura and Sepulveda, that like freeway that we passed. My friend, well, I wouldn't call him a friend anymore, but this dude I used to hang out with, he's I'm not sure if he still lives there, but he lived literally right there up the street, and that's where like I got the first experience with that area, which is that if you go up that street Sepulveda, bro, it's all huge mansions, and like the homie's house that I used to go to, bro, it was like marble floors, everything, 50 rooms, every room is marble floors, the fucking Versace fountain. It was like the most insane display of wealth you can imagine, you know what I mean? Like crazy. People think of Hollywood Hills, Beverly Hills, maybe Santa Monica, but like no one Calabasas for sure, no one really thinks about like Sherman Oaks Hills. Those hills are full of just incredibly wealthy people, and then guess what? They all go down to Ventura, and they want to get lunch and shit like that. So that's why you see like a bunch of nice spots right there. But either way, Rylee and I were driving down that street.
Yes, and we went to a cafe. God damn.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm glad you.
I talk a lot.
It's good.
That's
good. It's good for a podcast.
We just talking.
Anyways, I went to the bathroom. And as soon as I walked out, somebody was like waiting there, and it was like an older lady and a child.
Are you gonna say where we went?
Oh, it was Marmalade Cafe.
You didn't just go to the bathroom. We stopped by Marmalade Cafe for you to use the bathroom.
And we got food. I said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we were getting food.
Oh, yeah, and we were getting food as well.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
At a cafe.
Jesus.
Okay.
Jesus. Kidding.
Anyways, and it was an older lady and a child, and I looked and I was like, oh shit, that's Little True, aka Khloe Kardashian's baby.
Little True.
Yeah, True Thompson.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh my god, what the fuck? And I texted Yuri right away. I was like, OMG, I just saw Khloe Kardashian's child. And Yuri's like, of course you would know what their child looks like.
And you know what's funny?
I was like, I follow her on Instagram.
Rylee went inside Marmalade Cafe, but I was like in the parking lot just chilling, because it's like a very busy cafe, and we both needed to use the bathroom. So I was like, all right, we're just gonna grab food to go and eat at home. And anyways, Rylee went inside. I get that text saying, oh my god, I saw Khloe Kardashian's kid, not child, kid, right? And then in my mind, I don't know anything about the Kardashians, and in my mind, and Rylee said, I saw Khloe Kardashian's kid, like I was leaving the bathroom and I saw her as I was leaving, and I'm in my mind immediately thinking, I'm like, it has to be someone 16 or over who's just like waiting for the bathroom. And then later I talked to Rylee, she's like, no.
She's like 4.
She's like 4. And like she was waiting in line with her nanny. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
I was like, it was such a weird thing.
Are you 100% certain?
Yes. Yuri was like, are you sure that was her? I was like, she has a very distinct face. And I follow Khloe on Instagram and I watch the show, so I know what she looks like, obviously.
Isn't
that was her. And I was like, it was obviously a nanny.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, a lot of people have like talked about for sure, and I've noticed it firsthand because I made this one friend after high school who was like super wealthy. His dad was like, hella wealthy and shit. They grew up in Hollywood Hills, and I got to like hang out with him for like probably like a year or two. I was like just kicking with him, smoking, dabbing, all that stuff, and I got to learn about him and his life and the people he lived with and shit. He lived in this mansion that had a like a nanny type person, but it was like a dude who lived with them full time. And I've never seen that in my life until then. But at that point, like I had realized that like, oh shit, I always thought that rich people had, you know, people come clean their house and cook their food for them, but I didn't realize that some rich people will literally pay someone to live with them Monday through Sunday full time and take care of every need throughout. Like I don't even know when their days off are. It's just a person who lives with you and they take care of all your shit. It's basically like,
I almost got a job like that.
Really?
Where when I was living in San Francisco, there was this place called Hillsborough, and it's like 20 minutes from the city pretty much, but it's like where all the nice mansions and shit are. And I was like on this app called care.com where I would just get a bunch of like little babysitting jobs and shit. But there was these people who were looking for like a in-home nanny, and like I would live in their guest house, but they lived in like a mansion, and they were gonna pay me like hella good. I was like, fuck yeah, like I'll be living in a damn near a mansion, my own little house.
Yeah, you get to
for free.
You get to live in the mansion
and get paid on top.
But you're taking care of all the stuff, and not only that, but
I never did it though.
The dude who I'm talking about, his nanny guy, he had like he had his own car that the dude bought for him. He's just like, hey, I can't be paying you to like maintain your own car and the gas and all that stuff, so I will buy you your own car that you get to use full time to drive my kids around, get groceries, do all that stuff. So the job came with the car that you get to keep and use full time. You know, you live there at the mansion, but you're just like working day in and day out. Like I couldn't even imagine. And also the homie that I grew up with, like he told me that when he was a kid, like he had like some self-awareness where he said that when he was a kid, he was a shithead. He was like, bro, like this will have to deal with the worst when I was younger.
Yeah, no, those kids are brats.
I was like, God damn, that shit's insane, dude. Anyways, I don't know what we got on all of it. Oh, I was gonna say is that dude that I was talking about, he told me that basically he's like, he said my nanny raised me. He's like, dude, he's like, my whole childhood is like you know, like you saw Khloe Kardashian's kid at this random restaurant with the nanny. I thought that was kind of wild and random. I was like, I can't imagine if I paid a nanny to take care of my kid, they would take him to a restaurant, like just cook him food at home, especially if you're rich or some shit like that. But I thought it was kind of strange. But then I remembered, I was like, yeah, like I remember my homie told me that like his nanny was like basically like taking him to the movies, to food, to like everything. Like it was basically his dad, you know, type shit. But it was his nanny.
I was just like, this is wild. Never thought.
Never thought as well.
I was like, is Coco here?
And Matt, how wild would it be to ask for the autograph of a 4-year-old?
That would be weird.
Excuse me, could you sign this?
If I would have seen Khloe, I would have been like, oh my god.
Khloe Kardashian?
That would have been crazy.
Would you really like freak out and be like, excuse me?
I know, I probably wouldn't say shit, but.
Really?
No. Because it was so low key. Like, they were just. She's a child, like, you know, you're not gonna do that when they're with their kid.
And honestly, it's like, I don't think like I've ever been like, you know, I've obviously been starstruck in the
I would definitely be starstruck.
I've been starstruck in the way of like you're like, whoa, I can't believe this. You're a little bit nervous, I guess, or like
Paris Hilton.
But I've never been starstruck in the moment in the way of like, oh my god, like I love you so much, like please, blah blah, whatever. Like I've only been in the way of like, oh, treat people like you'd want to be treated type shit, you know. And if I've seen, you know, multiple celebrities growing up in Hollywood, like at Ralph's or random spots like that, but if it's a situation where you got to come up to them and be like, excuse me, I love you, like it's like it's just like, I'm like, okay,
that's too much,
you know, it's too much, I'm sorry, like I'm not gonna do it. But I have done it once before, and I've told this story before where like the dude Chris Pontius from Jackass, the dude does like sexy or he does like the sexy boy thing where he like rips off his pants and clothes and he like dances in a Speedo. But anyways, one time I was like bombing down this hill with my homie. My homie like goes way past me. He's like flying past me, and I'm like trying to catch up with him. And then as I'm like going down this hill, I can't even see where my homie is anymore. I see this dude walking his dog, and as I'm passing by him, I'm like, that's Chris Pontius. And then in my head, I'm thinking like, I'm skating down this random fucking hill, dude, like in the hills, super random, never seen Chris Pontius in my life. And I was thinking in my head, like, usually I would just pass along, but this is such a random weird moment that I just got off my board, and I was just like, yo, Chris Pontius? I was like, dude, what the fuck? This is so random, like, what the hell? And he's like, yeah, man. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you up to? And he's just like, I'm just walking my dog. And he's just like, I'm just chilling walking my dog. He's like, I think I saw your homie skate down that way. You should catch up. He's like, you should catch up with them. And I was like, all right, for sure. I was like, all right, dude. I was like, peace, man. Like, it was super nice meeting you. And he's like, goodbye. And then it was just like so random where I was like, I couldn't help but say hi to him.
Yeah.
Because it was so random. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
that's cool.
On this random ass street right now.
Yeah.
Yup.
It'd be like that. When we saw Angus Cloud.
Okay, you know what I want to talk about earlier is the ice cream lick lady.
Oh yeah, ice cream so good.
So maybe about like 2 weeks ago, Allie, I guess, told Rylee about it, and I think like Rylee told me about it. About this, like Allie's.
It was last week.
Allie, yeah, literally like last week. Allie said that she's been seeing this shit on TikTok or Instagram.
She's like, this shit is so weird, and she like showed me the in depth.
Did she show you on TikTok or Instagram?
She showed me on TikTok. Like I'm pretty sure it was on TikTok. But
on TikTok, so someone like was making clips of this lady. I'm sure you guys have heard of her. Her name's like Pink Lady or Pink Baby or something like that, where she does these NPC videos. Pinky
Baby or something.
Pinky Baby, where she does these NPC videos where people will like donate on TikTok. And on TikTok, when you donate, it doesn't say like, you know, Yuriy has donated $1. You can donate, but you can choose like different emotes to donate. It's like a heart, a rose, a coconut, or whatever it is. Like each one has like a different value. So people donate different things. And she will just like see a donation for a heart and be like, thank you, I love you. Rose would be like, oh, like, thank you for the rose, smells so good. And then she'll see an ice cream and be like, oh, ice cream tastes so good. Like do some weird shit.
Yeah, coconuts.
And Allie basically told Rylee about it. Rylee told me about it. I was like, oh, that's right. Didn't really think too deeply about it. But that shit, ever since I've heard you say it from Allie, like it just kind of like, I've been hearing it every day now. And like basically I've seen more and more news about how she's been in some controversy saying that she's actually my age. She's 29 years old, but there's solid proof that she's been capping about her age on TikTok and other platforms, saying she's 19. And people are saying it's because she knows that whoever, her shit's like, thank you. It's like weird. Like you can almost easily associate it with some sexual shit, And people are saying like that she's choosing to act a younger age or say she's a younger age because it like makes sexual deviants more interested.
Yeah, I mean, I agree too. It said I think it was Philly D that we were watching it on, and it showed like she kind of changed her age multiple times throughout it. Yeah, she's trying to keep this like random weird persona, I feel like, it's supposed to be like a little mysterious and
and this NPC vibe. But it's not confirmed yet, but like also there's like this tweet that came out that it's not confirmed whether it was her or not, but apparently it was from her account saying I look pretty good for a 15-year-old too. Yeah. So it's just like her really trying to play this like young girl type thing where it's just like that shit gets fucking weird and creepy, like she's not immediately interacting with like some weird stuff like that, but she's like enabling it almost, like kind of like growing the audience of that weird shit. Yeah. Of their like, but then also, like people have said, even since the invention of Snapchat, it's like it's weird to create this app that's specifically meant for kids that is able to. It's like the sales point is that it sends messages that gets deleted. You know what I mean? Like, of course, like bro, I remember like people act like it's strange to remember putting yourself in the mind of a kid, but I fucking remember being 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old and like hiding stuff from my parents and hiding stuff from my sisters and my teachers and like me and my friends thinking some stuff was funny because it was like too adult for us and we're like laughing at certain stuff. It's just like I don't know, like kids are just naturally like
they're
curious and gravitate towards things that their parents are going to tell them to like not stay away from.
Exactly. But no, it is scary. Because I think about my little brother who's I don't even do TikTok or like I'm not even on that at all. TikTok. I don't do I'm not on it ever really. Yeah. I really just watch the shit on Instagram, but I just think about my little brother who's like heavily on it and I'm just like, oh my god. You think he's probably seeing the most craziest shit.
He knew who PP Cocaine was.
Yeah, exactly. And he was like so little. That was like almost 4 years ago.
Yeah. But do you think she should be shamed for like capping about her age? From a girl's perspective?
I think it is definitely weird.
She's not saying she's 17.
I think she's just trying to be like a super troll character.
I think she's
obviously not 14. Like, she does not look 15.
Here's the thing is, like, okay, you can place the blame on her for, like, playing a part in this, but you can't place the blame on her for creating this. She probably obviously naturally just, like, snowballed into this, realizing, like, oh wow, they like to see when I put my makeup on and I look a little bit younger, or like when I use more colorful colors, or wow, like she starts to understand, like, they like younger girls, and also they like when I do these, like, basically sexual innuendos or whatever it is, and like you just play on it because it makes tons of money. She said she was making like 10K a day or some shit like that. So obviously it's hard to say no to some stuff like that when, I don't know, it's just like, even like we were watching the Patrick CC video about Aiden Ross. The other day, I'm not that interested in Aiden Ross, but we were just randomly watching it because we were like doing some shit and like had nothing else to watch. But even he said that, like, you know, he broke up with his girlfriend to pursue like more risque content and all that stuff. And then Lil Uzi Vert called him and was like, "You shouldn't have broke up with your girl, dog. Like, blah blah, you fucked up," or whatever it is. And then at the end there was like a clip where he's like, "I've made 44 million in the past year. Like, I can't complain." You know what I mean? Like, type shit. We're just like, you know, I don't know.
What are you trying to say?
With people like her, who's making 10K a day, it's hard to tell her, like, dude, what you're doing is wrong. You should not do it. And then she's like, oh, you want me to not make 10K a day anymore? Okay. You know, that's why it's like, when people's, you know, it's so easy to be like a humble, you know, like, person who like stays by your morals when you don't have like many opportunities or many things being thrown at you. But like, when you're a person who's like a fucking young Justin Bieber or some shit, getting every single thing thrown at you, and then you're still able to maintain like a person who hasn't gone that too out of control, or like a humble personality, like, it shows more because like you've been tested more, you know, for sure.
You got something right there.
Should we take a half ski shot?
I'm good right now.
You're good? Oh my god, Jesus. Rylee has changed. I wish I had some more topics written down for this conversation. I guess I guess I should talk about the clips, or the clip I posted recently. Where's the bottle? In the fridge? Okay, I'm gonna go grab it. I heard either Luffy or Beans chewing on something, so I'm getting kind of worried. Luffy. Shh. Hey. Get out of here.
The whole squad's in the room.
Lola?
No Lola.
Wait, should we talk about how I thought we lost her
Sure.
a week or two ago? Guys, some people will call me out and say that, like, I'm not an emotional person and, like, I never cry or something like that. But the other day, I fucking swear, dude, like, a whole usually Lola is very to herself. You know, our cat Lola, she's very to herself. She likes to be like hidden in the corner, just like, she doesn't like being around. Even like Luffy, she loves Luffy, but even she doesn't hang around Luffy too much. She likes to be by herself and shit. So it's not uncommon to not see her throughout the day. But one whole day had passed by, I didn't see our cat Lola. 2 days had passed by, I didn't see our cat Lola.
I had seen her though.
And this happens sometimes where I'm like, babe, I haven't seen Lola. Have you seen her? And Riley's like, yeah, I seen her. And like, I swear, sometimes Riley's like, yeah, I saw her this morning. I fed her this morning. Or sometimes it's like, yeah, I think I see her, or I seen her, because like we're so used to seeing her every day, right? So like those answers I was getting from you that time when I was asking was like, I think I seen her type shit, where I was like, oh, I think she's basing her opinion off like what we're used to, is like we always see her, right? And I was like, dude, I swear I haven't seen her. And then Rylee had, it was like, bro, it was like some weird, it was like some 11 p.m. midnight type cracky shit, but I swear, bro, at this point it was like hitting day 3 for me that I had not seen Lola, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna look for her. And I went downstairs, I fucking searched everywhere to all her usual hiding spots, did not see Lola anywhere, and I was like freaking out. Usually like her number one hiding spot is behind the couch, because it's like, it's a pain in the ass to find her. You have to take all the couch cushions off, unfold the bed, and then you'll see her. So I even did that, didn't see her behind there. Once I didn't see her there, I was like, bro, I was really freaking out. Went upstairs, searched all over this room. Rylee was asleep. I searched all over the other room without waking up Rylee, and then at that point I woke up Rylee, and I was like, babe, I can't find Lola. I was like, I'm sorry, like, I know you're sleeping, but like, I'm freaking out right now. I can't find Lola. We have to look for her. And then like Rylee and I basically put on her clothes, and then we went outside and started searching for Lola in our apartment building. And dude, like, we spent like 5-10 minutes just walking. I even went outside our building to like walk. Like I was walking down the street looking for her too. And at a certain point, I was like, it was hitting me that I was like, oh my god, I think we lost Lola. And I was like freaking out. And
so rude.
I swear, like tears were building up.
No, you were crying. You did cry.
Like tears were building up. I was like, oh my god.
But I know I had seen her.
I was like, we lost Lola. I was like so fucking
multiple
worried.
times.
And then like after like 10-20 minutes of searching, we went back inside. I went in the kitchen, and then I was like,
no,
all right.
Yuriy was like, you don't care.
Because Riley's like, I'm sure she's at home.
Because I was like, just let's go home. She's gonna come out. It's gonna be fine.
I was like, dude, I was like, I'm not gonna go home and go to sleep right now.
I was like, I know she's there.
We have to look for her. I was like, I'm not just gonna go to sleep without knowing Lola's at home. And then anyways,
I never kept the door open.
I started like searching through everything that I thought like Lola never goes through. And then I opened up one of our cabinets that honestly is like too heavy for them to open. They never open that cabinet.
They do.
I've never seen them open that cabinet.
They
so
do.
I never even bothered to
We're
look
not
in
up
there.
early enough.
But it was one of our cabinets that we have all of our like
pots and pans
in. I opened that shit up and I see this pan and Lola's just like sitting in the middle of the pan, and I was like, bruh. I was like, I just made such a big deal. I woke up Rylee at like 11:30 at night.
No, it was like 2 a.m. It was not 11:30 at night.
I was like, I made such a big deal. I woke up Rylee. We just spent 20 minutes searching. I was like, thank God I found her. I was like so scared.
Thank God we found her.
And you know what's funny is because we were talking about.
But then you were starting to make me nervous because I was just like.
Because I was telling you I had not seen her.
I'm just like, dude, okay. Like, I knew I had seen her earlier that day though. And so that's why I was just like.
But I got.
Am I tripping? Like, did I not see her? Because I know for sure I didn't keep the door open, so there's no way she escaped.
I was making you question yourself.
Yes.
Well, we've gone through it before. We're literally like we've told the story a long time ago where Rylee and I literally watched like a 2-hour movie.
That was different though. That was when we only had her.
We got like more than halfway through the movie, and I was like, babe, I swear Lola's like missing. And then we went to search for her, and she was like outside of our building on the roof basically, and I was like, oh my god, thank God we found her. So
when we first got her though, she was really like curious though. Every time we would open the door, she would like sniff at it.
Yeah, now she's like,
now she doesn't even get near the door.
Yeah, now she's like, I like staying at home for sure. Either way, I had a whole panic attack with our cat Lola, and it really showed me how emotional I can get, I guess. I was like, bruh, I didn't want to lose her.
Well, you love her.
I would not.
That's your
Okay,
baby.
I'm sorry. I would still feel, incredible pain and loss, and like I would be crying probably too if we lost Beans. But with
Bruh, you would. I know you would be hurting.
But with Lola, I'd be like, the fact that she's so scared and fragile and tiny. I'm like, dude, she's not gonna survive in the world without us.
Neither will Beans.
Beans will, bro.
Beans is
the first fucking person who comes across Beans and they're like, oh my god, a lost dog. I'm taking him home. Like, he's gonna be good in like 20 minutes.
You don't know that.
In 20 minutes, he will find a new home.
What if he walks in the street and something happens?
That's a rare thing that could potentially
that happened
happen
to me.
But I swear to God, if we put a chip on Beans and just let him loose in LA, he's gonna be inside a fucking nice home within 20 minutes. People are gonna be like, oh my god, adorable little dog. Lola is gonna hide in a corner and get eaten by a coyote.
No, Lola's smart. She's silent as fuck.
She's gonna starve to death. Like, we've talked about it before. Lola is literally the type of cat where whenever we have guests over, when we did the Gulag stream, whenever we did like streams where we have guests over for a long period of time, Lola will find a nook or a cranny and she'll stay there. Literally, she won't drink any water. She won't eat any food. She won't use the bathroom. She will stay in the closet until everyone leaves.
She's so scared.
Like, that's why I'm like, bro, she will starve to death outside. She's gonna find a corner and hide there until she like literally like has dehydrated to death. That's how scared she is.
That is true.
All right, yo, cheers. Guys. I think there's great.
You have ash in there?
No. Speaking of Beans and Lola, there's a hair in there.
Yeah.
Cheers. But, all right, guys. There's actually 2 last things I want to talk about. One of them is for clip's sake. I just feel like it would be a good clip to talk about. The other one is just to give like, I don't know, like an ending cap statement on like the clip I posted earlier where it was like a thing titled why I quit No Jumper, right? It's like a super dramatic title and thumbnail and all that stuff, and honestly I feel like even Adam would understand. It's the YouTube world, the YouTube game, you know what I mean, like all that stuff. You can look through like the clips and titles about me and the old No Jumper stuff. It's like there's like tons of like crazy out of the box shit. So that's why I was just like, bro, anyone that understands, it's not like me going wild or anything like that. It just just like, oh, how can I title this that people would probably be like enticed to click and watch? So that's why I titled it like that. So I put it like that. But at the end of the day, like I said in the clip, guys, there's a lot I have to be thankful for to, people. There's a lot has happened since I have joined No Jumper, obviously, right? But I'm the type of person where I can't there's no way like someone's going to help me out in life and then I'm just going to like forget about it the next day, or even 2 years later. Or imagine someone helps you out in life and then that's not happening right now, but like imagine someone helps you out in life and then you do better than them and then you just forget about them, never even like mention them ever again. It's like I'm not the type of person where like, guys, honestly, I feel beyond grateful for my opportunity at No Jumper because like literally I was kind of like lost in life, dude. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was, I had my dad was pushing me to do this like full-time appliance installation shit. I hated that shit beyond belief because I was just like, not only me, but like, dude, I was an assistant, so I would work with my dad and other people in the company, and literally like my dad was the only fucking person who had like a positive outlook on the job in that company. Everyone else I worked with was who's been there for like 20-30 years was like, bruh, Yuri, don't do this. Like if you have any other option, don't do this, blah blah. And there was this one dude named Jamal. I was his assistant like probably like 4 or 5 times, and he was like 40, 50 or something like that. He was telling me like we would be sometimes to get to a spot you'd have to drive for like an hour and a half or like 2 hours just to get to a spot to deliver a refrigerator. So there's hella time where you're just like sitting in a car together for hella long, and he would just be like, yo, Yuri, like what do you do like on your free time, like when you're off work and shit like that? And I would tell him like, oh, like I do YouTube videos and stuff like that, and he would tell me like, bro, like you should really try to focus on that. Like you should try to like, try to, pursue that while you're young and while you have this energy. He's like, bro, like I'm telling you now, he's like, I'm working this job right now. And he's like, I do not like it. He's like, he said that when he was younger, he said that like he found this like nice job that was like paying him well, but he was just like using it to just party on the weekend and like buy alcohol and like, smoke weed and chill and all that stuff. And he's like, bro, like that shit runs out real quick. And he's like, you're gonna find yourself in my shoes, like 40, 50 years old, not liking the job you want to do and not having many opportunities, you know what I mean, like, or whatever it is. So he's like, bro, like if you like have some shit you want to work on, he's like, you should just take the opportunity right now. And like there's tons of people I have to be grateful for that like pushed me into this whole sphere. But at that time when I made that decision, to like leave, I didn't like fully leave my appliance job until I got offered a full position at No Jumper. But at a certain point my dad was like tripping out. He was like, bro, like you're staying up till 6-7 in the morning editing videos, and then you're getting an hour of sleep and then just working with me all day all tired and shit. Like this is not good, blah blah, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, dude, like I had no college experience, very little editing and video recording, even camera experience. I still to this day am not an expert on video cameras. Like Trevor like knows cameras, lenses, and like everything so in depth that like to this day I've used so many cameras, I still don't know it on that deep of a level, you know what I mean? Like we're just like, I have to be super grateful for the opportunities I've been given. Basically I've gone on this like weird rant, but I have to be super grateful for all the opportunities I've been given at No Jumper. And it's been a long voyage. It's like a lot of shit has happened. Like I joined interning probably like around 2017 and it's 2023 now, and it's so trippy. Or like what we were talking about earlier, learning to appreciate the things that like are in your life right now is just like, bro, like I can't stop appreciating the stuff that's like in my life right now. I remember around the same time I met, I think like when Rylee and I like were maybe officially together, or when we were like you were staying with me one night, I like stayed up and I made this Instagram post when we were I was like at my very first place that I moved out of my parents from. Like I got this roommate spot, and I made this post saying like, dude, like I can't believe I'm able to sustain myself, have this like apartment in like Chinatown downtown, like pay for my weed, pay for my bills, pay for my phone, like all that stuff, and like I'm able to like sustain myself off like this shit that I was like interested in, like, you know, because of No Jumper or whatever at that, you know, at that time. And now it's like, dude, like I haven't been full-time at No Jumper for like over a year now, and it's fucking insane to me that it's like, bro, like we live in this like really, you know, it's like not a high class apartment, but it's like, dude, we have like a two bedroom 2-floor apartment, 3 animals, and we do like, I feel like there's like a lot of stuff to we have to be grateful for.
100%.
And it's fucking insane that we've got to this point right now. I know a lot of people out there will be like, oh, not a lot of people, but like some people out there will be like, oh, Yuriy, you've been doing YouTube for so long, and you don't have 1 million subscribers, or you're not like a millionaire yet, or some shit like that, like whatever it is. But like, guys, like the fact that we're able to do what we do now is insane. And that also goes into the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is the fact that I talked about on the stream I did the other day. Rylee and I like did the calculations, and basically for the 30-day stream we spent about like $11,000-$12,000 on that whole,
that's crazy,
on that whole 30 days, which is fucking insane, dude. Like I don't know, man. I feel like for other people who like just go like blow through money all the time, it's not that big of a deal, but for me, we're like, you know, all your bills, or you just like your total income and spending for every month, it probably like equates to like $2,000-$3,000. To spend $11,000-$12,000 in a month is like fucking crazy, and also a lot more than I expected to spend, for sure, 100%. But then also it was a thing where, you know, you can't help but like, bro, when you're doing a $1 stream like that, you can't just be like, oh, let me try to cut corners and save money as much as possible on every little thing I do. It's like when I was like, you know, 10 days in, it's already at that point you're like, bro, everything I do is just the audience is paying for this experience to happen, so I need to make as many things happen as possible and not, you know, add too many roadblocks to it. But either way, yes. I don't even know what to say at this point. We covered all of our topics, all of our 2 topics I guess we had.
Love Island is back.
Oh, wait, what's up with that?
We have a lot to catch up with. We have to figure out when Ali and Toke are available to...
We have to talk about that as well.
Yeah, and we got to get my computer set up.
Yes, we have to get Riley's computer set up. But also, guys, Rylee and I... Rylee probably said it herself as well, but Rylee and I are super sorry. We've already, you know... apologized to I don't know about you, but
we're super sorry.
We've already apologized to Ali and Paul Lord, but
of course I apologize.
But also to you guys as well. We promised like a week ago or like 4 or 5 days ago that we were going to go on this Vegas trip, and also, like I said before, Ali and Paul Lord have backed us up on so many fucking ridiculous things, bro. So many like just
crazy things
where like if I was in their shoes, I'd be like, bruh,
I don't have this energy.
I don't have the energy to do all that right now. That's you're asking for too much. Like you got,
and they're just so happy to do it.
Like you'd have to pay me like $20 an hour type shit, like to do what you're asking me to do. And every time they've like been nothing but supportive and came through. So
that's why they're the best friends you could ask for real.
Honestly,
like they are really great people.
And it's like it's trippy. It's like it's just like you know, the more we get to know them and more, it's like, bro, Rylee and I met Ali and Pot Lord like
3 years ago,
like 3 years ago, right? And when we first met, it's not like we like first met then we immediately just started hanging out together
close.
All the time. It was kind of like
a high and by.
It was kind of like we saw them once a week for months, and our relationship kind of like built. But like, you know, I feel like more recently, and it's all happened on camera, to be 100% honest, but
yeah, you invited them to like one of the streams, right?
I feel like a lot of our relationship has been built on the streams, you know, on camera, and like the more we've got to spend time with them and like hang out together, it's like the more I appreciate having them as friends. You know what I mean? Like they're really good friends. Ali and Paula are really good people, very supportive, very helpful, and very just like genuinely good people.
Genuinely, you know what I mean? Just want the best for you.
Exactly, and it's like, and you know,
they genuinely just want to be like have good time.
No, facts.
And like
And honestly, it's like Paul Lord's not shy to the
the
flexing game, you know, where he's like talking about living in the hills and better. Oh shit!
But Ali is not like that at all.
Better living this, better living that. But I have to say that, like, dude, I grew up in Hollywood, bro. Like, I met a lot of people, different types of people from different ways of, you know, backgrounds of life, and I would say out of 10 rich people I meet, and I'm not saying they're like fucking just rich people like that, but I'm just saying like like I would say they're very, you know, better living type shit. But out of 10 rich people you meet, bro, in LA, like eight of them are going to be shiesty and shady and not good people. It's kind of rare to find good people in general, but it's even rarer to find a person who comes like from a very successful, you know, wealthy background and that is also nice or like a good genuine person. And like both Paulo and Ali, they're just like, you won't ever get that vibe that they're just like
weird,
like acting like they're better than you or something like that. They act like the most normal, chill people,
snobby.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I, like I said, I appreciate them so much, and that all goes into the conversation that we promised we were gonna go to the Vegas trip. Things have popped up, and I know I read the comments on like the last live stream I did, and people were saying like,
you didn't say what happened.
You didn't say nothing. Like you just spent 20, you know, an hour saying nothing type shit like that. But like, guys, there's nothing. Well, it's just, bro, you have to respect people's privacy. It's like I can't just, with my things that are going on in my life, I'm willing to talk about anything that happens to me, and I'll even have my people like in my family, like my parents, you know, and other people tell me like, yo, Yuri, you shouldn't be so open. Like people are gonna think you're like this. People are gonna think you're like that. I'm like, dude, I don't care what people think. It's just like, you know, whatever people want to think, they think. But it's just like I'm willing to share a lot of my life. But with other people that I know, you know, that I care about and stuff like that, it's not my choice to like share their shit. So in my situation, I can't. But guys, like some shit had happened, and it's just like it was gonna take up like 3 to 4 days, and we couldn't make the trip, basically.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like there's not much to say.
And it's like, I'm sorry, because I know people are gonna be like, oh, we want more information, but I can't tell you guys everything, you know what I mean? Like it's like, I don't know, it's like even like with the like I've mentioned like my foster home situation, right? And like people will be like, oh, speak on that, speak more on that, blah blah, whatever it is. But just like the more I speak on it, the more people are gonna start to make or create like, you know, narratives of like, they'll even say like terrible mom, terrible dad, terrible this, terrible like whatever. It's just like I don't even want to create those narratives. It's just like you guys, and then for me to correct those narratives, I have to give even more information out. I have to really spill the beans.
It's
just
not
like,
worth it.
It's not. It's like yeah. It's just like, guys, everyone.
You can have your own boundaries. It's
like
okay.
I said, everyone goes through shit in their life, and it's just like, you know, certain shit has popped up that I had to like, you know, multiple things. It was just like one thing. It was like multiple things that all happened at once, and just like we couldn't. Yeah, we couldn't leave. We couldn't leave, basically. And there's like, I feel bad. You know, there's nothing else I could say about it. And I like, especially reading the comments, there's so many angry people.
Well, that like, just means we owe them another trip or something.
To where?
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
But that also goes to this other conversation that I want to talk about, is my stream schedule. Is like, guys, at this point, I did not think I was going to take this much time off from streaming. It's been basically 2 weeks at this point. First week, I feel like is acceptable, right? Couple days off because we had to recover from all the streaming and stuff. I had to catch up on shit. Second week is already getting to the unacceptable phase. But to be fair, and I'm not trying to place blame on anyone, but this is a decision I made on my own, like sacrifices I made on my own, that once Pollard started his $1 stream, I wanted to help as much as possible with his stream, be a part of his stream. Like he was, guess what, guys? During my month-long stream, Pollard didn't stream like at all. Mm-hmm. He didn't stream once, I think. He like streamed, he did the listening to music streams, but like I'm not sure if he did it purposely or not, but like, or maybe it was just not purposely because he was spending so much time with me, but he didn't really stream on his channel, you know what I mean, like while I was doing my month-long stream. And it's not like I felt like indebted to not stream at all while he was on stream, but I've definitely 100% felt indebted, not like, oh, like I have to do this, but like I felt like number one, I just, you know, he's the homie, like I would love to help him and all that stuff, but I especially felt like, bro, like I want to help with his stream as much as possible because he helps with so many of my streams as much as possible.
Plus, you were having fun with that shit.
Exactly. And it was not like I was just like, I can't believe I have to do this. I was adding those Harry Potter noises happily. laughing.
Bruh. The bust down Kakiana.
That was Riley's choice.
The GIF.
By the way.
The GIF.
But yeah, it's like, so that's another reason why, like, where I did not stream this past week as well, as like I've been just helping a ton with Pollard's stream. Like I said, that's no blame. That's literally, you can place the blame on me, because I've made the decision myself, because I was just like, bro, this is and also, guys, let's be fair. A lot of people who like I was talking about this on Pollard's stream, where like I literally said this, where I joined his stream. I forgot when it was, but I joined his stream at one point, and his chat was saying like, "Oh my God, Yuriy carrying stream, like blah blah. We're just here for Yuriy, blah blah." And I was just like, bro, I was like, Pollard, this is so funny to see this, because when I was doing my dollar a minute stream, every time Pollard was on, it was like, L Yuriy, Pollard carrying stream. We're just here for Pollard. Yuriy, stop streaming and let Pollard just stream already. Pollard, just take the backpack. It was just like everyone just saying like, we don't care for Yuriy, we want to watch Pollard. You know what I mean? Like, and then like I go on Pollard's stream and everyone's saying like the opposite. I'm like, bro, it's so funny seeing that transition. But to be honest, 100% fair, Pollard, I would say, in my opinion, does do a better job with like just the IRL streams. Like, he's more talkative and outgoing. You know what I mean? Like me, it's like very, I feel like, emotional based. like if I feel the vibe of like, I'll be very outgoing. Like if like that's why like it's like I feel guilty sometimes, because like I like inviting friends with me to do stuff, but like I've always been the type of person to bounce my energy off other people. That's why I love hanging out with Chris, because Chris, Freddie Mercury is such a good time, bro. Like he just has the most positive energy, and whenever I'm with him, like I find myself more outgoing, more energetic, more fun, like more like happy, all that stuff. And like with certain friends, you just find that if you go to a bar by yourself, it's like you're more likely to like not talk to the person next to you. But if Freddie Mercury's next to you, you're like, hey, what's going on, blah blah, whatever. It's just like, so that's why it's like with streams, with the IRL streams for sure, I will like a lot of gratitude, and a lot of thanks have to be given to the friends I hang out with, because they for sure attribute to the energy. I agree. And the chat as well.
100%. Totally.
But for sure the chat as well. It's like we talked about it when I think I said this, I first like acknowledged this mentally, I think, to myself, when we went to San Diego a long time ago. And this is when we were like literally peaking at like 50 to 70 viewers. And Rylee and I went to San Diego when you surprised me for that trip, when we had the hot tub, remember? Mm-hmm. And I think we're like capping like literally like maybe 50 to 100 viewers max. And Rylee and I were at this bar, and it was like a dead night, dude. There was like no one there. There was like 2 other people there. It was just me and Rylee. And Rylee was just like, yo, this like bar's usually pretty fun, but I think we were there on a weekday or something. And Rylee and I didn't want to go on stream because it was like my birthday weekend. I was like, oh, we're just chilling, hanging out together. But Riley's like, you should go on stream, like it'll be more fun, like, like add to the vibe. And then I went on stream, and it was instantly like, bro, like instead of 2 of us hanging out at a bar, it was like 52 of us hanging out at a bar, and like just made the energy so much better. I was doing the worm like within 15 minutes. Like I would not have been doing that without the stream, what I mean? So just fun. Like I owe a lot of gratitude to you guys for sure as well, for like just adding to the good times in my life, or our lives for sure. And people will say that like Yuriy blames the chat for the arguments, or like I'll blame the chat for certain negative things that happen to me, but I have a million things to be grateful for the chat for, such as like making my life better in a million ways. You know what I mean? Like just more positive, more outlooking. And like I said the other day on stream, where growing up, I would always like skate to like skateboarding would be my like out like outlook on life, where like it would be my escape from reality, where like I would like deal with reality, and then I would go skate, and then I would just forget about everything and just focus on no slides and back tails. That was the only thing that mattered to me at the moment. It was like learning how to skate better in that way. And I feel like now, because I just don't skate as often, like streaming has for sure became that thing, because like when you're streaming, podcasting, you're talking, like I don't have time to think about shit that's happening in my life. I'm just like in the moments right now. Basically. But either way, yo guys, once again, apologies for this, bro. I wish my biggest wish in life, every time I
my
blow out a
God.
fucking birthday cake candle or any type of wish candle, or like it's 11:11, I'm always just wishing, like, dude, I want to get to the point where at nighttime it hits like 11:10 p.m. and I'm like, everything is done. The clips are all done, timestamps are all done, Biggest Bros clips and timestamps are all done, like everything's done, and I'm just like, oh yes, everything's done. I haven't had that moment in like years, I feel like, of like going to sleep and thinking everything's done. I always go to sleep thinking like there's something undone.
Me too. I hate it.
I really felt like I was about to sneeze too. What the fuck just entered our atmosphere? Oh wait, also, you know, I was gonna say earlier, I brought this up to Rylee, that lady, Pinky Lady or Pinky Doll, I forgot her name, dude. The NPC lady who does like, oh, ice cream so good.
Oh yeah.
It just came out today that like she was doing her one of her live streams where she was like, you know, doing the NPC shit, and then apparently, I didn't know she had a kid. I don't know anything about her, but apparently she had a kid, and she was doing the NPC video. She's like, ice cream's so good, and she did not want to break character 100%, and she was like halfway, like 75% still in the NPC character, going like, what are you doing out? I thought I put you to bed. All right, guys, we're gonna go to sleep now. Like, I'll be back in a second. And then basically like her son like got out of bed, and then like she had to put him back to bed. And I was like, damn, bro, that's so awkward. It's hard because it's like,
She was still a character though.
yeah, she was still like technically in character, but like, guys, let's be fair, dude. Like, my parents growing up my whole life, I remember when 9/11 happened, I was at home alone with the TV on. You know what I mean? Like, my parents were both at work. I remember so many times my sisters were always a part of like extracurricular activities, so they wouldn't come home till like 6-7 p.m. My parents wouldn't come home till like 8-9 p.m. My dad sometimes wouldn't come home till like 10 p.m. So I'd be spending a lot of time at home, like just by myself as a little kid. And I feel like it's just like, we have to be fair though, like, bro, like parents gotta work, you know what I mean? Like, but imagine your parents' job is being in the other room going, ice cream so good.
That's wild.
And then you're like, mommy, I want a Capri Sun. Like, you're just like, you just want to bug your mom for some reason, and instead of your mom being at an office job, she's in the other room. You know, you have this immediate like,
Yeah.
knock on the door, she's gonna fucking open the door. Like, that's probably so hard.
Exactly. No, we seen it even with the park pass.
And oh yeah, exactly.
The kid, he'll be like, in the camera, just because he knows it's gonna get like their attention.
And it's like, I don't want to like, you know, like obviously people are sometimes gonna be like, oh, what the fuck, like can't even focus on your kid, more concerned about the content. It's like, bro, I was talking about this Rylee earlier today, guys. I'm sure literally 90%, 98% or 90% of the chat have experienced this, where one of your parents or one of your guardians has missed either a graduation, a birthday, or a significant life event because of work. It's happened so many times where like a person's like, I gotta work on New Year's, I gotta work on Christmas, I gotta work on this day. It's just like, so many times my sisters had to work on Christmas mornings. You know what I mean? Like at Foot Locker. Foot Locker would have them working on Christmas mornings and shit like that, and like other places. But like, it's just like, you know, I feel like with streaming, you have this different outlook where you're like, bruh, how could you be streaming or making video content for YouTube instead of hanging out with your kid? Like, you saw that lady who did the interview with Drake?
I didn't watch it. I seen the like thumbnail though.
Where Drake called her out? Basically, she was being really awkward with Drake. It felt like Drake was getting annoyed with her. But at one point, Drake was like, oh, I heard you like missed your kid's first birthday for this interview. And she's like, yeah. She's like, I flew out here to do this interview with you instead of being on my kid for my kid's first birthday. And then Drake was like, that makes you a bad parent. And honestly, it's just like, okay, babe, what is your response to that? Because in my opinion, immediately, number one, kids don't remember shit at age of 1 for sure. You could bring Walt Disney back from the dead for their first birthday. They're not gonna remember that
I don't want to
shit.
spend my baby's first birthday with them.
I
think
that.
even you would want to do that.
But let's say I'm working on my streaming career still, right? We have a kid, and then Elon Musk is like, yo, dude, Yuriy, I'd love to do a stream with you. I have a really busy schedule. this day right here will be the only day to work in the next 7 months. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, damn, it's my kid's birthday. Miss Elon Musk interview for my kid's birthday that my kid's not gonna remember, or do this Elon Musk interview, miss my kid's birthday, and provide my kid a better life for the rest of his life, his or her life.
Got a point.
Right?
I don't know. It just depends on you, I guess.
I don't know, because I've had a couple of friends in my life where they've I remember when they were like younger, they had their kid and they're like it was their kid's first birthday, and they went above and beyond. They're like broke. They're like, you know, like my age. They're like, we're same age, and they're like 20, 21, working all these jobs, saving all this money, and they're like, bro, I'm taking my kid for their first birthday to Disneyland, and I'm buying all this stuff, blah blah. And then now we're fucking 29. I've like, you know, like it's been a while, but like I've talked to some of the people where like it's been years since that first birthday experience, and then now literally everyone I've talked to, they're like, bruh, they don't remember shit.
That is hella true.
They don't remember nothing.
That is hella
they don't
true.
appreciate. It's not like you're mad at your kid for not appreciating it, but like in your mind, you're like, bro, I was 20 years old, busting my back trying to take you to Disneyland for your first birthday. Now you're like 8 years old. You're like, we went to Disneyland. You're like, yes, we did.
Yeah, that Disneyland's like a 5-year-old,
For sure.
4 maybe.
It's the same argument that like you can buy your kid the $100 new toy from Toys R Us, or you can give your kid a spoon from the fucking kitchen cabinet, and your both reactions are gonna be like, oh, it's just like, wow, so cool. Both reactions
Spoon's so cool.
Yeah, both reactions are gonna be the same.
Oh
do you want to waste the $100 because it's gonna make you feel better, or do you want to just provide your kid the fucking same enjoyment regardless?
You do that though.
Well, honestly,
you'll be like, I need to spend this amount for it to be a good gift.
Well, for me, it's like a guilt trip thing. Not a guilt trip thing. Like, it's like I guilt trip myself, because I remember when I was my niece's age, when I was a kid, my sisters were like working, you know, random odd jobs, like, you know, fucking having $100 left at the end of the month, buying me a skateboard, or like buying me random toys, and like going like, you know, like, oh, it's like as long as Yuri's having a good time, it's fine. Like, because I was a little kid, so it's like now when I see my nieces, I'm like, oh, even if I have $100 in my account and the game is $65, like, all right, whatever.
Right.
I'll make the $65 back. Let me just take the L and let my niece have the game.
I get that. No, I feel that too.
For sure. But either way, I think we're approaching the end of the podcast here. Number one, I said this last podcast that, guys, we're going to be going away from the green screen. We're going to be going towards a new setup type thing. But I said that before we did the finances. And I have to say this, where No Name donated this thing the other day saying, everyone thinks that Yuri made $40K and all this money during the stream, but after taxes and costs and all that stuff, like, you're probably basically gonna almost break even, right? And at first I was kind of thinking that, like, in the back of my head, like, what if that happens? And I was thinking like, nah, oh shit, I was like, that's an over exaggeration. Like, it was like a crazy stream. Guys, you know what else I didn't really even consider is, I didn't talk about this. I think I did talk about this on 10 Talks, but Rylee lost my credit card. My credit card got stolen. Some dude made a bunch of purchases on my credit card. I had to get that refunded. It took 2 weeks for me to get my new credit card. Within that 2 weeks, we were already in that $1 a minute stream for like a week and a half. That full week and a half, everything I was buying was on Riley's credit card. We never even added that to the fucking full charges of like everything I've spent. So I'm sure even more money was spent on Riley's credit card. The dinner, the cabana, some of the cabana costs, the fucking smoking charge. There's a lot of shit charged to Riley's credit card as well that was just not accounted for, you know, for sure. But it was like, bro, that shit was for sure a very, you know, expensive stream. And not only that, but like I still have people to pay off. Like huge shout out to Wicked Creation Graphics. Guys, this guy, Wicked Creation Graphics on Instagram, on like basically every platform. He's very talented. He makes thumbnails. He makes like when you're an artist and you have like not an album cover, but like a song, like a single cover. Like he makes tons of like different art.
Cover art.
He makes cover art, thumbnails. He makes he's like a very talented artist. Basically,
shout out Wicked.
He's been like a fan and like a viewer for a long time. He got I hit him up actually because I've worked with him before, and I was like, yo, bro, I'm about to do this dollar minute stream. Are you down to help me with this shit? And he's like, bro, I got you. And guys, basically, I paid him a couple times, you know, like during the stream, you know, because I was too busy and shit like that, but. Basically during the whole month-long stream, he was just working pro bono. Like, bro, he was making me tons of thumbnails, bro. Like, I still owe him like some money that I'm gonna pay him off. But he, like, at some points, like, there would be some stream ideas where he would make me like three thumbnails, and I'd be like, oh, I want this one, and I'm still paying him for every thumbnail he made. But like, he helped me a ton during that podcast. I mean, during that stream, and I think he was helping out Pollard as well, and I just want to give a huge shout out to Wicked Creation Graphics. He's still being paid for his work, but I still feel like he deserves the shout out because he was just helping us out, like, off the strength, basically, type shit, like, for a minute, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but he for sure deserves the monetary compensation, but, you know, stuff like that, tons of other stuff, but after we did all the finances, and we realized, like, after paying off our, you know, credit cards and all the bills and all that stuff, I was like, damn, bro, like, this live is gonna have to wait. This live is gonna have to wait a minute, and not only that, but like probably the background, all that stuff. But either way, regardless, like I said, you gotta be appreciative for the stuff you have, which is the fact that we are here at this point. We have, I don't know how many people we have in the chat right now, but I shout to every single person in the stream, in the chat right now, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. We've been working on this for so long, and you know, if we weren't doing things right, for sure, people have been like slowly leaving, but if anything, we've been just slowly growing. So I appreciate everyone who fucks with us, fucks with the vision, and supports us. And it's been a crazy journey so far.
I agree.
It's crazy looking back on things.
So many highs and lows.
So many highs and lows, and like I was talking about the whole patience conversation the other day. Rylee and I were just listening to this video about, like, it was like some philosophical video that I put on, but it was like basically preaching the same thing about like patience, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like there's so many ups and downs in life, and like you have to really learn to appreciate what you have in life. And I swear, bro, like before I moved out of my parents' house, when I was living with my parents, and I was like getting into arguments every day with my dad about smoking and like being broke and, you know, not having a career and all that stuff. And like I didn't go to college, you know, like I didn't have any credentials, all that. I really felt like, bro, I'm a loser. Like, what am I going to do? You know, like, what am I going to do in my life? Like, this is terrible. But it just, like, I feel like you have to, like, be patient and then be willing to, like, just do the little milestones. You know what I mean? Like, be very appreciative and, like, happy with the little milestones you pass. You know what I mean? Like, I still remember the day I hit 600 subscribers. Like, I was so fucking juice. Like, that was insane. You know what I mean? Like, now we're getting 600 subscribers every month, even more than that. So it's just like, it's crazy. You have to be appreciative for the support you get, for sure, and then also you have to appreciate, like, you know, yourself for like the growth that like you've gone through, the stuff you've learned, for sure. Like, even like I think No Name said this the other day, where he's like I was watching your old videos of when you were like back in your vlogging days, and he's like, you're a completely different person now. And I'm like, yeah, for sure, 100%. It's like so much stuff has happened since those vlogging days that have changed how I am, you know, and how I talk and shit.
That's life.
Yeah, for sure. Either way, all right, now I'm just rambling, guys. Let's wrap up the show. Let's take this last shot.
Beautiful speech, babe.
Thanks. I really spilt your shot.
You really did.
All over the table.
Jeez,
Sorry. Cheers, guys. But either way, shout out to everyone in the chat right now. Like always, we're going to do an after show in like 5 minutes. We're going to end the stream and then schedule a new stream and go live on that on the same channel, obviously, for the after show, so we can actually read the chat and react to everyone. But guys, if you fuck with us, if you fuck with the channel, if you fuck with the streams, the podcast, anything, if you guys want to support us in any way, just drop a like and a comment. You know, dropping a like helps a ton, but then a comment just saying any random thing, like shout out to PuffCo, Wax, you know, Belly Bun Fuzz, just say any random thing in the comment section. That really helps us grow as well.
Subscribe if you haven't already.
Exactly. Also subscribe.
I glitched.
We're like at 11 point something
Super
subscribers
close
right
to
now.
12K.
Super close to 12K.
11.7.
But like I said, we should promise something at 20 because, dude, the Harmonious Man channel, we got that to 26K. The fact that we got this new channel in like less than a year back to like 11K is like insane. It shows the amount of support and the amount of people that fuck with us. So I appreciate you guys so much, man. Either way, we're gonna end the stream. Appreciate you guys so much.
See you for the after show.
See you for the after show.
Peace.
And like always, we're gonna set Rylee on fire.
Everybody's dream.
Let's see if this is the right one right here. All right, peace, guys.
Better hurry, spark it up with no worries. Harmonious gang with the big bro Yuriy. Hyphy, get lit just like me. Big bossed up, chop it up with Rylee. You better come with it to kick rocks, cause you now tuned in to 10 Talks. Now let's get lifted and take a shot, you are now tuned in.